T.
Hello, silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. And hey, thanks for watching. Yes, indeed, what a long, strange trip it's been. Hey, this is my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. In today's video, I'm going to describe that journey from the beginning to now, and even give you a heads up about some of the new and exciting things I have planned for the channel. But first, whether it's me, T, you're watching, or any other guy out there working hard to provide interesting and relevant content, hit that little thumbs up like button to show your appreciation for the effort. And if you dig the content enough, hit the subscribe button too in order to see more. I honestly cannot tell you how gratifying it is as a YouTuber to see those subscriber numbers rise. It is a huge compliment to know that a person appreciates your skills and efforts and channel vibe enough to do that. So thank you to everyone who has honored me by subscribing. I'm up to over 3,500 subscribers, and it is very humbling to look at that number. So thank you once again. Okay, guys, let's start the content. I'd like to start by thanking the Academy for this honor. Hey, just kidding, but I would like to thank my wife for putting up with my shenanigans, for running around, shooting video, obsessing over editing, and most importantly, believing in stacking of precious metals. And I can't tell you how many guys I've heard on YouTube talking about having their wives behind them, and sometimes that's a struggle, sometimes that's a challenge. And I am so blessed to have a wife that has faith in what I am doing and why I am doing it. To date, I have made over 140 videos, and I'm closing in on 300,000 views. There have been times I've made 4 or 5 videos in a week. Lately, I've favored quality over quantity. One thing that I've really found crazy is that sometimes I would work on a video thinking it would be my best video ever, and it turned out to be a dud as far as the viewership goes. But that being said, even if just a few viewers like it and get it and understand it, doesn't matter to me. I am just happy to make folks on the receiving end of these videos happy in that they tuned in and maybe learned a little something, or at the very least were entertained for a while as I've talked about precious metals. Then on the other hand, I've made a video or two where I just spoke from the heart and chatted a bit, and people love them. Sometimes I think it just comes down to the YouTube algorithm that you hear about from us YouTubers. Now, it wouldn't be a silver stacking video if I didn't show off some coins. And I have to tell you, I hold Silver Dragons and Yankee Stacking responsible for really sparking my interest in junk silver. I appreciate them very much for those efforts. And you know what? I will hold those guys responsible not only for the junk silver, or aka constitutional silver, that I have in my stack, but I will go so far as to perhaps even blame those two guys for the fact that this stuff seems to be drying up around the country. Different coin shops I go into, it's kind of hit and miss now, where you used to be able to find junk without too much difficulty. It's getting harder and harder. And so, hey guys, thanks for turning me on to the importance of adding this fractional 90% silver to my stack. And throughout the video, I will have lots of thank yous for various people in the community, whether they are YouTubers or viewers. So you may just hear your name. You never know. So what started out as a beer flu hobby has lasted a year, and I'll tell you what, it continues to be fun on many different levels. Of course, you guys know me as not only a pure stacker, but a stack collector. Sometimes I pick up cool things like this Binion peace dollar from 1922. Pretty cool. Not exactly stacking material here, but something cool to add to my stack collection. And who doesn't remember picking up one of these emergency eagles? We all probably wound up with one or two of those in our stacks throughout this last year since I've started on November 1st, 2020. It was a leap of faith, and I would encourage anyone out there who has a desire to try YouTubing to just go for it. Number one, if you're just entertaining yourself, you're already accomplishing something. And if you can manage to keep the attention of your viewers by offering something worthwhile, you might just grow your channel. And like I said, it has been a lot of fun. I've learned a whole lot of video editing, and it's actually, this little side benefit is, it has helped me in my career, in what I do for a living, the video editing skills that I've developed. Now, I do want to thank some of the guys who helped me early on. When I first started the channel, I reached out to El Frijole, Silver Bean Counter, and he gave me some good advice on different techniques to use, what to avoid. And Silver Britches, aka his new name is Clean Money, he gave me some advice on equipment and things that help the experience for you on the receiving end, better lighting, better quality, and most importantly, he suggested that I get a decent quality microphone. Now, as my stack collection has grown, and I call it a stack collection because I am a collector, like this very first Morgan dollar that I acquired when the whole 2021 Morgan dollar craze was going on. I purchased that, but I've also not only been collecting, it's kind of a balance for me. I did develop a bit of an affinity for just generic silver rounds, and so I have acquired quite a few of them throughout the course of my stacking year on YouTube. And some of them are old and vintage, and pretty cool to look at as a side bonus to being pretty reasonably priced generic silver. Hey, I also want to give a special shout out to a guy named CGB Matt. He has his own YouTube channel, and I'll tell you what, Matt, I appreciate you, buddy. Back when I only had like 20 viewers, you may not even remember this, but you gave me a shout out on your channel, and some guys came over. I think I had about 7 or 8 people join me on my channel and say, hey, CGB Matt, I mentioned your name, and here I am. So Matt, I want to thank you for that. That gave me some encouragement for sure to keep going. And when you're doing a stacking channel, when you first start, I can tell you this, it is pretty lonely at the beginning because you take the time to make videos that basically nobody watches. So if you would ever happen to go back to the beginning of my channel and see some of my videos, I'm not to brag or anything, but I think they're pretty decent quality. I put a lot of effort into them, but not many people saw them. It is very gratifying now to be at a point where, whatever I put out, I know that there's going to be at least 4, 5, 6, 700, 800 people, sometimes thousands of people who watch my videos. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Matt and folks who discovered me very early on. I'll get into some more of those in just a minute. Take a look at this cool old toned up prospector. And this is such a fun lifestyle. It's more than just a hobby, obviously, but seeing cool old stuff like this, it is to me fun, and I hope it is to you as well, because that's what the channel's all about, guys. Of course, many of you know me as a Libertad guy. I have made throughout the course of my stacking journey and YouTubing journey. I have made quite a few Libertad, Mexican silver Libertad videos. I am particularly proud of those. I hope that some folks have received a decent education about that beautiful coin that has become so popular over the years. It started out, a year ago, I would be able to buy these for about $2.50, $3 over spot, and the popularity has just absolutely exploded. Not exactly sure of the reason why, but it was kind of neat to be in on the ground floor of that before they went berserk with people around the world discovering them and driving those prices up. And so I've been able to acquire some neat ones. Here's a 5-ouncer that I acquired. Wow, what a beauty, huh? Get that. Like my hands, I touch it and my fingers just heat up because I just really like this one so much. There we go. Here's, by the way, people have asked me about this bar. I picked this one up over at my LCS, and many of you know my LCS is called the Gold Depot in Crown Point. That is my home shop. That is for sure my go-to place for my silver, gold, and I even bought some platinum over there. Thanks to the inspiration of another YouTuber who I'll mention in a little while. Now, my first real breakout hit on YouTube was called Confession of a Broke Silver Stacker. And that was one of those where, like I mentioned before, I was just speaking from the heart. And there is, see, I'm trying to educate everybody all the time. There is the obverse, the front of the Libertad. This is actually the reverse. But anyway, I made a video called Confession of a Broke Silver Stacker, and it was kind of a perfect storm of events, including a plumbing issue that prevented me from adding to my stack in a particular way, like I normally do when I allocate money from my pay. And it was just a very honest, from the heart video. And it must have struck a chord because a lot of people watched it, and my viewership and my subscribership went up after that. That was one of my early breaks in my YouTubing career. There have been ups and downs, I can tell you about that. There were times that I was just about ready to throw in the towel because, whatever, I would put all this effort into making videos, and one of my viewers, who I will be forever grateful for, sent me an email and said, "Hey man, don't worry, don't give up. Good things are about to happen. Keep at it." And because of that individual, I did. I kept chugging along, and then eventually more good things started to happen. Those words of encouragement inspired me to experiment with some different video types. And that's when I finally worked up the courage to stop in my LCS early on and talk to Rich, the owner, and ask him if he would be willing to make a video with me that could be aired on YouTube. And I was a little bit nervous. I'll be honest with you. I thought he was going to reject me. And as he was kind of contemplating it, Matt, the store manager, said, "Hey, man, why don't you go ahead and try it? Might be good advertisement for the store. You never know what'll happen. What do you got to lose?" And Rich said, "Okay." And the rest is history. We've made quite a few videos together. I think it has been a nice situation for both. My viewership has gone up. My subscribership has gone up. And I think Rich has gotten some really good and loyal customers out of the deal. So it was a win-win all the way around. Now, one type of Mexican coin that is not a Libertad is this Guatemala, 5 pesos. And I also have made a playlist that includes other Mexican coins as well. So eventually I got into a groove. I started creating those playlists. I started trying different things along the way, making videos from here, my basement, my coin cave, and also going back and forth to the Gold Depot. I've tried to do some things that I think are a little bit unique. I don't know too many guys on YouTube making coin videos that include drone shots, and people seem to appreciate the extra effort. I even started something called Show Your Stack, where viewers would send me videos and I would show them off, and those have gotten a little bit of traction lately. And also viewer Q&A, where people sent in either written or even video questions that were spliced together in my videos, and those turned out to be some very entertaining videos as well. Of course, my interests expanded from coins and rounds to bars. Here is a cool old Secretariat Triple Crown winner silver bar here, and that one's a cool one to see. And of course, who does not like the old Inglehards, especially ones that are toned up like this, have a serial number, and really neat to have in a collection. Put that right there. And then my largest bar that I own is a 5-ouncer Silvertown. That is out of Winchester, Indiana. Originally, I made a video about that, and a good old Hoosier story out of Winchester, Indiana. Now, I try to treat each video as if it is a piece of artwork. I will not release it until I'm pleased, and sometimes I'll even throw in some song that eliminates it from monetization. That means I don't make a dime on that video, not even a penny, but I leave that song in just because it's a perfect fit for the video, and it really works. And whether it's a punchline, and I think it gives people a chuckle, or it just really fits with the video. A perfect example of that one is my Addicted to Silver video. That's one of those that is in that category. It has been quite fascinating to me that people have commented on my videos from all over the world. As you can see on this screenshot of my demographics, people from all over countries around the globe have tuned in to watch my videos, which is really a mind blower, especially when you first start out and some guy from Sweden makes a comment, and then before you know it, a guy from Australia makes a comment, and everywhere in between. It's pretty cool when those things happen. Now, like many of you, I happen to be a YouTube junkie myself. I am constantly watching YouTube videos for the entertainment, for the education, and that was kind of like the foundation of my channel: education, acquisition, and entertainment. I try my best to educate my viewer, entertaining them along the way, at least trying to keep you from falling asleep, and then also talk about acquisition, whether it's my own acquisitions or presenting opportunities for you to acquire and inspiring you to acquire your own silver. Now, some of the YouTubers that I watch, in no particular order, well, maybe the first guy is Aloha Stacker. He is somebody that I have the utmost respect for. Great stacker and numismatist, and a guy who has a Libertad collection that makes me drool every time I see it. Then you have guys like the Wild Man, the pistol packing pilot, who I've actually met in person. Awesome guy, great family. And then there's some other guys like Salivate Metals, Silver Heist, Yankee Stacking, Silver Dragons, Ragtag from north of the border, Florida Stacker, Cash and Coins, Clean Money, Patriot Stacker, Silver Oceans, Silver Bean Counter, Mad Stacker and Pirate Stacker, Silver Joker, Silver 5150, Backyard Bullion from the UK, CGB Coins, Matt, Stacking Cat, Hoosier Stacker from my home state of Indiana, and several more. I'm sure there's probably a dozen more that just aren't off the top of my head, and I apologize for not mentioning their names, but boy, I'll tell you what, I watch them all. Now, I mentioned that I had started making videos at the Gold Depot in Crown Point with Rich, the owner there. And I tell you what, I cannot thank Rich enough for giving me that first opportunity. Matt has gotten into the act as well and made some videos with me along with his lady Kelly, and then even Tony from the Gold Depot in Griffith. So solid guys. around my area locally. There are other local coin shops, and I will tell you that some of them are pretty decent, but that loyalty that I have for Rich causes me to not branch out into any of my other local coin shops for doing videos because I want to do my best to support my buddy Rich. Although when I'm out of town, I will stop in and make a video from time to time. For example, with Peter and Matthew in Bloomington at the coin shop there. And Shell from Lafayette. And from Mishawaka, Alan Noonamaker. I've even gone so far as to walk into a shop in Hawaii while I was on a 25-year anniversary trip with my wife. She was cool enough to take some time out of our touring to let old T make a video in Hawaii. And so far, they've all been very happy with the outcome of their videos. They've all received a few new customers here and there. And most importantly, you, the viewer, have responded well and told me that you've really enjoyed watching those videos. So, hey, you keep watching them, I'll keep making them. As a matter of fact, I've got one coming up on Saturday. It's going to be a premiere. Do not miss it. So what's going on with the future of the channel? Well, maybe a live stream. I'll have to work up the courage for that. I've got some other opportunities that are coming my way that are very interesting. And I'd like to continue to push the channel forward. A wise man once told me many years ago, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. So I will do my best to challenge myself and improve this channel by learning and doing new and innovative things. One thing I also did as along this journey is that I opened up a P.O. box and people started sending me gifts. And, you know, that is never expected but always appreciated and quite a big honor to know that someone in today's digital age would take the time to actually put something in a package and put my address and put it in the U.S. mail for me to receive. And that is always appreciated and a huge honor when people do things like that. Now, along the journey, I've also done some gauze, some giveaways, and I learned early on there were some folks who would see that I was doing a GAW, they would tune in, they would do what was necessary to participate in the GAW, and once you know it, after the GAW, they would split. They would, if they didn't win, they would walk right out the door. And so I kind of changed the way I've done GAWs over the year. I don't really advertise them as much as I did when I first started out, but I did have some GAWs where people who won didn't respond. So here's what I'm going to do. A surprise GAW. I want to thank you for watching all the way to this point in the video, and just as a way of saying thank you, I've got a couple of items that are left over from some earlier GAWs that weren't collected, and here they are. So if you comment on this video, you will be in contention for this round right here. Oh, where should I put that? I'll just put that right over here. And this round over here, 2020. And this round over here. So these are compliments of not T the Silver Stacker. Those are compliments of Rich from the Gold Depot. He gave me those to give away in GAWs. As a matter of fact, some people who won contacted me. They got theirs in the mail just like that. Other people didn't. And so if you comment on this video, you are in contention for those 3 ounces of silver. And I'll do one of those random drawings in a future video in the not too distant future. Also, I did open up an eBay store. I've got a few items like this Libertad right here that are up on the eBay store. I'll put links down in the description of today's video. A lot of people have gone nuts over this Freemasonry Bar. That's on my new eBay store. And this Watergate bar is a cool one if you are into vintage silver. And last but not least, this little bear and bull I like the bull side better. I like the bull market, but those are up on my eBay store. Just trying to generate a little bit more income. I'm saving up for a special treat for myself, which happens to be a gold Libertad in celebration of this, my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. Okay, guys, I think I've gone on long enough. I am going to close up simply by asking you a question or two. I am still experimenting. Like I said earlier, I am not satisfied with the status quo ever. What would you like to see more of? Is there anything that you'd like to see less of? Do you have any suggestions? All feedback by way of comments is appreciated. Hey, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Thanks for making this an awesome year on YouTube. I was very glad to serve you as someone who hopefully provided what I always state I'm going to attempt to provide: education, acquisition, and a little bit of entertainment as well. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers.